Welcome back, everybody, to Ike and Me Gaming. Today we're going to start a brand new challenge series. It's going to be similar to the last one we did, so it's going to be a no freight challenge. We're going to add the difficulty of not being to put in any maintenance stations within our city stations, so all the maintenance is going to have to be done in a random station somewhere, and it's going to be in Europe. So let's go ahead, new game, custom game. Let's go our Europe map here. Let's go give ourselves a really horrible starting. I think Bergen is probably the worst place we can start. We'll stay with Helen Gerard because she has the bonus for the express trains, which will be very useful. We'll turn on concessions just to make it harder. We'll go ahead and put 3 competitors, take off our task. Everything else will leave the same. And let's see what we start with. I know Norway has a lot of hills and stuff. All right. So what do we have? No one's above Bergen. We've got Christiania way over here. We've also got Stavanger over there. If we put the overlays on, so to get to Christiania is going to be a little tough going through here. But then here we have the water. Not real great, eh? So let's go ahead and put a station down. Go ahead and put in our post office, and we'll put in our restaurant. So we laid it out. It costs about 600,000 for the first track, and then maybe 2-3 for the second. So we have our gridiron here. We have our supply tower here, and then we don't have a gridiron in Stavanger. So the next thing we're gonna do is buy Egger to get the Christian sand. We'll go ahead and put our maintenance station. That's the only reason this is here. We'll put it up to 100. So we're going to try something a little different than our last series. I'm going to go Bergen and Stavanger, Blomquist. That is just maintenance. Go Christian sand and back. And rather than just go a blanket 6 trains, let's go 2. And we'll go express that way. Then let's do this backwards again because we need money like quickly. So we'll go 2. So we got 4 trains on. So 2 are coming this way, 2 going that way, and then eventually they'll do the opposite. So land it for 150. Okay, let's lay down a station in Christiania. So we have our line all laid out, but it costs 600,000. We've only got 400. So what we could do is float a bond. We're going to need a supply tower down here. And let's go ahead and put 1 train for now. Yeah, just 1 express. Yes, it's going to be conflict, but there's only 1 train. Let's look at a research. Think seat upholstery is a given. It'll give us 5% boost in passengers. And then the train whistle will give us a 5% increase in ticket prices for passengers. So that's good. So then the next thing, the only thing we can do after that will be the iron fire tubes. And we'll need 300. So that's going to be a while till we get to that. So let's look in and see what would the cost of twinning this be. 382. Okay, so we're nowhere near that yet. That's for sure. The other thing you might have noticed is that we don't have a maintenance depot in. We could maybe, let's try doing it. So we have 374. We could put in our maintenance depot between this line. So now we'll have to go back in Christiania. We'll take this line and we'll edit it. We'll add in Johnson Rest, drag it up there, and make them hit Johnson Rest on the way back. We just received a bonus for a connection. I'm not even sure what connection it was that we got a bonus for, but let's go ahead and twin this. So for now, till we make it 3 cities, we'll just leave this gridiron on. So if I go back in here, Johnson Rest, then we'll bump that up to 2 trains, let's say. The other thing we did while we were waiting is we went into these personnel things and bumped up the training just to the point where this efficiency went 125%. So the engineer reduced the maintenance by 25% by doing that. When I did it for the stoker, it increased my maximum speed by 12%. That's big. Train personnel, when I did that, it increased the ticket price by 10%. And then when I did security, this freight's not important, but the mail revenue increased by 10%. Thought I'd point that out. You should always do that in your game. All right, looks like we can buy Nora Melons Verigi. So we're gonna go ahead and buy that for 180. That leaves us like no money. So we won't be doing anything with it, but we bought it. Like we have just enough money to put a train station in Karlstad. As we're waiting for our money to come in, I notice our research is ready. So we can decrease the price of new locomotives by 5%. We'll take it. Now, the next is warehouse. We don't need that. We're not doing freight. So this would be a given. Well, we have no choice anyways. The Adler, which will take our speed from 29 up to 38 and our traction up 4%. Now, I did look at our competitors. We have one over here in Scotland. We have another one down here in Bilbao in basically Spain, I guess. And then we have one over here in Croatia and Slovenia. Now, whoever this is, they're doing the best. Yes, we got our money for the line. All right, perfect. I decided to add in Karlstad to this line, even though it's only a single line, so my train would have to catch. I figure where it's so long, this train could just park in Christiania till the guy from Karlstad gets back. I think what might be a good idea to do here is maybe to go ahead and start another line here to Borland. So it's going to be 271 to do that, mainly because I'm spending 100,000 to skip those first two platforms. All right, we got able to buy another bond. Go Karlstad to our maintenance center to Borlange and back again. How many trains can we get? Can we get 3 trains? Yes. Okay, we'll put 3 trains on that. So we still have this one here left to twin. But our lines are express trains. We have some more research. So let's go ahead and get the Adler. So we've banked a little bit of money. Let's go to our engine shed and let's upgrade all our trains. So that will make them quite a bit faster, and the maintenance should be a lot better on them too. The maintenance will go from 39% to 66%. So we got a little bit of money now. We're going to go ahead and twin that line. Now we kind of have it the way I like it. I hate doing things mishmash, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And our money is here. Let's do it. Perfect. So now we got 3 trains going one direction and 3 the other. So now we could either buy Västergötland for 230, or we could buy Austria Servergi for 240. So maybe we'll go Austria Servergi for 240. Then we can bring this, we can get this Vastris pretty close. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy Austria Servergi. Okay, so we'll put a station there. And then we'll finish off our line here for the first thing we'll do. So we'll lay down our first line, and now we're going to twin it. Let's go ahead and add this. Berlange, back to Mikkelstad. Is that right? Karlstad to Mikkelsen, rest Berlange. There we go. I see we have research here. Let's go ahead and take the faster train so we get an extra 5%. Now we have enough money for Vastras to Berlange. Karlstad, 3 trains going backwards. So we finished our line from Västerås through to Stockholm. I found a cheaper way to do it. It was only maybe about 550, 600 for the whole thing, both sides. So then we're going to go down and we're going to do Småland here. And I think we'll put a station in Vimmerby. So I think we're going to go ahead and take the bridge reduced by 5%. As you can see, we put our maintenance station here, Vimmerby, that's all done. So now we need to do the bridge. We now have Västerås to Stockholm through our maintenance to Vimmerby. And now we have our other 3 trains going backwards from Vimmerby up to Västerås. So we're going to start working on a line from Karlstad to Vimmerby that eventually will bring down the Karlskrona. So we'll put a maintenance station in here. I see we got research. Let's go ahead and take this extra speed. Now we have Karlstad going through our maintenance down to Vimmerby. We put 4 trains on that. And there we are. We got Scania now. So we finished our line down from Vimmerby to Karlskrona. We just reworked things a bit. We're going to drop from 4 trains down to 3, and then we're going to go ahead and do 3 trains backwards. We circled back to Bergen and built the line, and it did cost about $1 million, like I said earlier, through Christiana. Now I see we have research. Let's go ahead and take this one, the personal office, to lower our cost of well-being. Let's go ahead and put some trains down to Christiana from Bergen. We'll put 4 trains. We won't do the 2 different lines with 2 and 2. We'll just leave it at 4. Västergotland it is. So I think what we're going to do is go Karlstad down to Gothenburg to Halmstad. I'm hoping Christiana will go through that to get down there. If that works, then we'll go Gothenburg to Jönköping to Vimmerby straight across. And then maybe Jönköping down the Halmstad to Karlskrona. And we have our line all done. Karlstad through our maintenance, down to Gothenburg, down the Halmstad with our 3 trains. And then we'll do it the opposite way. Decided to do something slightly different than what we said. We're going to go Gothenburg down to Jönköping, down to Karlskrona with our 3 trains. And then we'll do the same thing in return. We now have our Karlstad down to Jönköping to Vimmerby line. And we'll put 3 trains and then we'll put 3 more backwards. And we finish our Jönköping down to Halmstad to Karlskrona. Our maintenance there. Got a 3 trains on that. And it looks like we're going to have to buy Zealand and Funen. Let's see. We'll put a maintenance center right here. And that way, I think we can use it for 2 things. We'll come down from Halmstad to Copenhagen to Nysved. And then we can also do a little run from Copenhagen up to Karlskrona through here. And we have our Copenhagen over the Karlskrona through our maintenance center. We got 4 trains on that. And then we're going to put our 3 trains from Nysted to Copenhagen through the maintenance up to Halmstad. And then I'll do the reverse. Then we're going to go ahead and buy Jutland for 572,000. We have our Nysted to Kolding to Aalborg line with our maintenance right here. We got our 3 trains and we spent a ton of money, floated the bond, and we went all the way Kristiansand to Aalborg over to Copenhagen. We put a 3 trains on there, and we did a bunch of bridges actually. So we got Gothenburg West through our maintenance to Aalborg to Halmstad. We got 3 on that. We'll do it in reverse. Now I noticed also we can do detonator to make our trains more reliable. We can also do oil atomizer, reduce our maintenance by 5%, and we can do mineral oil, reduce maintenance requirements by 5%. So I'd say for this episode, we did not too bad. We started way behind stock up here in Bergen. What a terrible start, but I picked the hardest spot I could think of. So we came over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cities. As far as I know, they're all fully interconnected, and we're making about 540 per round. Let's look at our competitors. As I mentioned earlier, they're down in Spain, Croatia, and Scotland. So we're worth 35 million, Barty's worth 4, Iris is worth 6.8, and General's worth 10.3. So we're starting to pull ahead. We did all of Scandinavia, and then next episode we'll get down here into Austro-Germany. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Come back and watch another great video of Like and Me Gaming.